Hi there, how you doing? And welcome to this week's episode of Smart Tech. I'm Andrew Barigi. But we go any further, how has been your week? How have you found it? Are the strategies you implemented at the beginning of the week working out for you? Well, you know that much more better. I think it's the time of the day when you should actually sit down and evaluate yourself and see what have you achieved and what have you failed. Well, and that will enable you make the right decisions. Then away from that, heading to the technology sector. And of course, quite lots of developments are happening in Uganda, East Africa, Africa, and the world at large at the same time. So, and of course, these are very, very monotonous events running frequently, all the time. And of course, very, very inspiring at the same time to the local innovators. Now, what we should expect on Smart Tech this week, we come down to see Microsoft investing billions in the chatbot maker. That is OpenAI. And then we shall come down to prepaid electricity payments in South Africa as majority upgrade to smart meters. Then still in Africa, we shall look at Meta urged to boost content moderation as the contractor definitely quits. Then away from there, we shall get down to the outstanding gadget of the week. And guess what? It's the cocktail pit. And of course, a latest Samsung development, which is going to revolutionize the car driving. Well, isn't that so amazing? Wouldn't you want really to check that out? Of course, that and more is coming up. Then we shall come to the end of the show as we look at the innovator of the day. And this time around, we are talking the fintech, quite very, very interesting. And I really anticipate that you will be, of course, very excited to check out what this innovator has for us. And always, the innovator of the week is a local innovator as we see how best, of course, we can boost the local innovation. That and more coming up. Hold on to your seats because the tech world is about to get a lot more exciting. Microsoft, the giant behind the Windows Xbox empire, has just announced a massive multi-year investment in artificial intelligence. And the company they are partnering with, none other than OpenAI, the masterminds behind the widely popular image generation tool DALL-E and the chatbot sensation ChatGPT. You remember back in 2019, Microsoft invested a cool $1 billion in OpenAI, but now they're taking their partnership to new heights as they believe the next major wave of computing is being born with artificial intelligence. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, broke the news to staff in a memo last week, saying the next major wave of computing is being born with advances in artificial intelligence. The company believes that artificial intelligence will have an impact at the magnitude of the personal computer, the internet, mobile devices, and the cloud. Let's talk about ChatGPT, shall we? This little boy has the ability to provide responses that are so human-like. It's almost uncanny. And while some have raised concerns about the potential misuse of the technology, from helping students cheat in exams to writing malware, others believe it could revolutionize industries, including search. Now, Microsoft owns the Bing search engine, which may not be as popular as Google, but with ChatGPT in their arsenal, they are a force to be reckoned with. In fact, reports suggest that Google has declared a code red over fears it might enable competitors to eat into their $149 billion search business. But it's not just search that's got the tech giant worried. OpenAI's image generation tool DALL-E can generate images in response to simple text instructions, and their GitHub Copilot can help write computer code with help of artificial intelligence. And don't worry, Microsoft isn't just blindly throwing money at OpenAI. They are committed to building artificial intelligence systems and products that are trustworthy and safe. And their cloud computing platform Azure will continue to power OpenAI. So how much is Microsoft investing in this partnership? We don't know for sure, but earlier reports suggested that it could be as much as $10 billion. But one thing for sure, this partnership is going to change the game. And now let's head to South Africa as we see big changes for prepaid electricity. in the country. The cities of Johannesburg and Tshwane are launching a drive to upgrade and replace all prepaid electricity meters. You see, the current prepaid electricity voucher system in the country has been in place since 1993 and is said to run out of voucher sequences for unique tokens produced specifically for each meter by November 2024. So, time has come for a change. City Power in Johannesburg and City of Tshwane will be launching programs to upgrade to smart meters or replace old ones, and Tshwane is taking one step further by moving all customers, residential and commercial, to our prepaid systems as part of the multi-year project. But it's not just about the upgrade. Tshwane will also be using this program to identify meters that have been tampered with and take action against those involved in any criminal activity. Now, we know some of you have heard reports that the country is behind schedule in doing the upgrades and may be feeling a little panicked. But don't worry. The city of Johannesburg assures us that the limitation on prepaid meters is a system linked and was not unexpected. The city urges residents to cooperate with officials when they come around to update or upgrade the systems. But always make sure to check for proof of appointment to identify an official. As for the future, you can rest easy knowing that prepaid electricity customers will continue to receive services when the new system kicks in towards the end of 2024. So, put down the voucher and get ready for the future of prepaid electricity. It's going to be a bright one. And away from that, we head to Meta, as Meta is urged to boost Africa content moderation as contractor quits. Rights groups are calling for Meta platforms to seize the opportunity to improve its content moderation in Africa after its main third-party contractor in the region said it would no longer screen harmful posts for the social media giant. Kenya-based outsourcing firm Sama said on Jan 10th it would no longer provide content moderation services for the owner of Facebook, WhatsApp and Instagram in March as it moves to concentrate on data labeling work. Digital rights campaigners said efforts made by Meta to curb harmful content in African countries were woefully inadequate compared to rich nations and called on the company to drastically improve its moderation process.
Very amazing trends right there, as of course we get to see what's really happening in the world of technology all around the world. And now we come to our segment where we look at the outstanding gadget of the week. And guess what, this time around Samsung has a new development, let me say that, that is the cocktail pit. And of course this is going to be revolutionizing the car driving. I know you're really wondering what's really this gadget about, but definitely we shall be checking this out. But remember, don't forget that it's also combined with the 5G technology, definitely, which is the kind of the next generation technology. Let's review this. What is the Samsung cocktail pit about? I'll be right back.
Welcome to the future of car travel, folks. Samsung has just revealed its latest innovation in automotive technology, the digital cockpit platform. This revolutionary new platform combines 5G technology and an IoT platform to make your driving experience more connected, personalized, and safer than never before. Imagine a car that's more like a personal assistant than just a mode of transportation. The digital cockpit, a collaboration between Samsung and Harman, is designed with personalization in mind for every driver. Inside the cockpit, you'll find a series of brilliant displays using Samsung's OLED and QLED technology. The 12-inch dashboard provides all the standard driving information, while a 28-inch QLED display offers an array of technology at your fingertips, from navigation to connecting your smartphone for taking calls and streaming music. And with Bixby, Samsung's personalized intelligent assistant, you can control IoT devices not just in the car but also in your home, all hands-free. But the real magic happens with the integration of next-generation 5G technology. Not only does it stream video to the car's definition displays, but it also provides enhanced safety and efficiency with Samsung's telematics control unit, the TCU. This allows the car to be fully aware and responsive of its surroundings, essentially becoming a data center for its receiving information and sending it to the network and infrastructure. For example, the TCU will alert the driver on an approaching ambulance. This level of understanding and contextual awareness is the next step in artificial intelligence. cloud and connectivity solutions for advanced driving today and scalable for autonomous driving solutions tomorrow. So buckle and get ready for the ride of your life with Samsung's digital cockpit.
I guess you find that quite very interesting and very amazing at the same time. But of course, we've come to the end of the first part of the show, and now we're going to get into a short commercial break. And definitely, when we return, we shall be unveiling the innovator of the week, trying to get to understand what does he do and what really inspired him to really come up with a development he's really coming up with.
Smart24 Driving Business.
He must be rich, tall, handsome, from a respectable family. He must have a maid because at our home we do not work.
Conductor Masao.
Why? Obadde olobye ku ssimu?
Yamunange, anti yo TV enkolera.
Enjoy a new world of entertainment with over 80 TV and radio channels, plus movies from wherever you are. Download the GOTV Channels app from your app store and enjoy 30 days of free streaming with MTN.
GOTV Channels.
Luxury redefined at Seasand Hotel as you indulge in the splendor of elegant living fit for the royalty that you are. Step into comfort, pampering and blissful customer-centric service as you select from our range of comfy exquisite living quarters furnished to meet with your royal preference. Surrounded by scenic beauty, our tropical setting allows you to escape the glamorous ordeal of city life. Our ambient green gardens will guide you to a place of revitalizing rest. The 3-star restaurant caters to your palate, serving your choice menu ranging from exotic cuisines to local delicacies. Our chefs will serve you full-course meals for a truly out-of-this-world culinary experience. Our fully stocked bar to whet your throat, from renowned global brand whisks, brandies, gins, beers and wines to our locally celebrated beverages, you will not lack for any brewage. It's an all-new experience in the East at Seasand Hotel, so visit today at plot 15 to 19 Spire Road, Ginger, or contact us on +256 751 719 960 and +256 785 354 614 for reservations. Seasand Hotels, luxury redefined.
Smart24 Driving Business.
Come back from the break, and of course now we are back at this particular segment where we unveil the innovator of the week. And always, like I said earlier in the show, that is always a local innovator. We're looking at the Ugandan innovators, trying to see how best we can really boost up the local innovations and support them in a way. Now, guess what? So many Ugandans really travel abroad, and it's very easy actually for them. They go abroad. Some borrow even money to get those tickets, and they fly out there. But then the other challenging part of it is when they start to work and they earn the money. Sometimes it's a little difficult to send back the money back to the relatives' home to ensure that they can have a good life. Well, am I saying they don't send the money? Yes, they do send the money, but unfortunately the alternatives that they use, the financial services that they use to send back this money, are quite expensive for them. And some may not be really earning that much salary, though it's still okay for them to that. Now here we look at a gentleman, that's Agabagad. He decides to quit employment and of course trying to see a potential gap when it comes to Ugandans that travel abroad to work, but they have difficulties in sending money to the people in Uganda. So with that, he decides to find a way out by developing a mobile application that is going to enable all the Ugandans in diaspora to easily send the money to their loved ones in Uganda right here. And of course, quite so many amazing, very cheap and affordable means by designing this application. But now we want to understand what was his inspiration to do this particular application, and of course getting to understand how is it impacting the society right here in Uganda. That coming up.
Migrant workers often face a number of challenges when it comes to sending money back home to their families. Traditional money transfer services can be expensive and slow, and the process can be confusing and time-consuming. This can particularly be challenging for Ugandan migrant workers living and working in countries around the world. However, new mobile remittance startups such as Lightsend are emerging to make this process easier and more efficient. The mobile remittance startup focuses on helping Ugandan migrant workers living and working in various countries to send money back home instantly through mobile money at a cheap and flat rate. This can be a game changer for many migrant workers who are looking for more and convenient, cost-effective way to send money back home to their loved ones. But then, we need to get the inspiration from which Agaba drew from to establish this innovation.
I happen to have had a few trips to the airport. And every time I went to the airport, I saw so many girls like leaving, like, you know, the ones who are always like veiling, going to work like in Saudi Arabia. And it didn't hit me so much like in the first days, but as I continuously went, you know, maybe a few airport pickups, I kept seeing so many people that, you know, Ugandan youths that are leaving, going, you know, to these foreign countries. And then, you know, once you see something, it sort of like resounds in your brain. And then I started seeing so many labor companies like every single time, you know, you're moving around. And so I figured, typical Ugandan trend, everyone is sending these youth out. But my question was, who is helping these youths to send their money back to Uganda? And then I was like, you know, maybe that could be where the real potential is. And then I happened to go and have a discussion with, I think at the time, an association that sends these youths out. And, you know, a very light discussion with them to pick their mind, and they were sort of like closed out. It's like the industry revolves around them. They're not looking at third party, you know, maybe partners. And I was like, okay, since they've like sort of locked it out, it might as well be a very good opportunity. So I was like, this might be it. And then I sat down. Being a product manager, it's quite very easy. I sort of scoped out what it would look like if someone was going to send money to Uganda, and then worked through mock-ups. And then I was like, you know, let me now find engineers, let's build. And the amazing thing is that for me, this was more, it was a bit of like a passionate thing, or it was a bit of something that I was playing with to see where it would go. And, you know, as I got myself into it almost every single day, I found it to sort of, you know, pick more of my interest. And, you know, to see that we get to resolve you know, a challenge that everyone has. I'm sure you've heard of, you know, so much fraud where people send money to their relatives, then the relatives either don't get the money directly to the recipients. So I thought, you know, maybe Lightsend might change that narrative where a youth maybe in Qatar or Dubai is able to send money directly to the recipient as mobile money, something that we're all very familiar with. So it's something that came out as passion, and, you know, out of passion, I decided, you know, why not take it into the market? And, you know, we've had very good reception from when we moved in. We have not advertised. It's purely been organic. One person recommending the other. And we believe after, you know, some time, we'll get there. Yeah, just like any other, you know, young business.
One of the major advantages of using this platform is that it's available 24/7. allowing users to send money whenever it's convenient for them. Additionally, the service offers options for users to deposit funds into their accounts through debit cards, either by themselves or through their employers. This makes the process of sending money back home secure and efficient. The platform has helped to improve the lives of families back home. Migrant workers often send money back home to support their loved ones and help to improve their standards of living. By making it easier and more cost-effective for migrant workers to send money home, services of this kind can have a positive impact on families and communities.
The users mostly are happy about the charges. We charge a flat rate of 5,000 Uganda shillings, irrespective of how much money that you're sending. So the alternative that other people have is that we don't make money from foreign exchange. We try to make sure that we give you a flat rate. If the dollar is at 3.7 as the exchange rate, we'll give you that dollar rate of 3.7 on that day when you're depositing money. So what other people will do is that they could get as much as 3,900 from you, and then they also come back to charge you for sending money. So because we're very transparent about the cost, it's sort of been, people will feel like, okay, sending 1 million back home to Uganda for 5,000, that's like fair enough, you know? So that's mostly been the feedback. They're very happy about the cost, because it's also cheaper for us to deliver the money. So why should we charge people, an arm and a leg? So that's been one of the things. Two, the reliability. You deposit money in less than a minute from your bank card, irrespective of where you are, either in Dubai and you can still send that money under 1 minute. So in 2 minutes, you could have deposited and sent money back to recipients in Uganda. So they're also quite happy about, the speed at which we're able to deliver. We don't have so much bureaucracy. Once we're signing you up and we get all your KYC and we confirm that, you're a very, you say you're who you are. And then regarding the deposits also, we're able to track that, the card is your personal card, then we're good to go. So that's mostly the feedback that we've had, and I think that's what's helping people to keep recommending us to. Again, like I said, we haven't advertised, so it's mostly based on referral kind of, marketing. Yeah.
One of the major concerns of any online platform, including mobile remittance startups like Lightsend, is security. With the increasing number of online transactions, cyber attacks and hacking attempts are becoming more frequent, and it's important for companies to take measures to protect their users' personal information and financial. Lightsend, like any other online platform, understands the importance of security and has put in place measures to prevent hackers from accessing the platform. They use state-of-the-art encryption technology to protect user information and transactions, and they employ strict security protocols to ensure that all data is kept safe. They also provide two-factor authentication for users to add an extra layer of security to their account.
First and foremost, we're very strong on KYC. Before you access our system, you must give us your KYC. That is a picture of your ID, and that you can take with a normal camera, or you can upload from your normal camera, a selfie which you must take with your camera. And then what we do is that we match the picture using a system. We match the picture that you've given us versus the ID that you've shared with us. What does that do? That sort of helps us to run like a test. That's like the first test that we're running to make sure that we're dealing with a real person. We've had scenarios where someone will give you both, maybe a fake ID and a fake selfie. The system is able to throw you out of the system. We will not even approve you at that moment. We will notify you that the KYC you've provided is not legit. So that is the first level. Two, we have maximum amount of money that you can deposit. We do not allow you to deposit over more than $2,000. Okay? So why do we have $2,000 as a yardstick? That if someone was going to commit fraud, if they stole someone's card and they were going to commit fraud, then they would sort of be. Now, once you deposit 2,000, we can only allow you to send 1,000 per day. Okay? These are our starting figures. As we build a relationship with you, we can easily increase. So you can deposit only 2,000, but you can also take out 1,000 per day.
Additionally, Lightsen also employs a dedicated security team that monitors the platform from any suspicious activity and takes immediate action to prevent any potential threats. They also conduct regular security audits to identify and address any vulnerabilities in the platform.
Before you deposit money, we use something called 3D authentication on the cards. You must approve that transaction with a PIN or with an OTP that your bank sends you. So we do not just pick money from your card. No, we simply tell your bank, this person is trying to deposit money from their card, please send them an OTP. So if you, at the bank, of course, you must be registered as a client and you must have given them a telephone number. So when you're registering using a telephone number, we also first send you an OTP to verify that it is you. Of course, we've had a few, threats here and there, and some of these we've arrived at them from, learning from, fraudsters, because fraudsters are literally like everywhere. And we also monitor from our third-party service providers. They're able to tell us maybe a name of whose card money has been deposited. So if the name on the card does not match the name on our system, then usually we'll hold and ask you to take a picture of yourself holding the card that you have deposited money from. So that now adds in a physical element that if you were not the owner of that card, if you don't have that card, what we'll do is that we'll send that money back to your bank, to the bank where that money was pulled from. If you went through the approval and you even gave us the OTP, it doesn't matter. If the name does not match, the system will flag that this person is called A and the name on the card is B. So they are not telling. So we reject that transaction based off that. And this might sound like crude, but I also need you to understand that the amount of fraudsters who are trying to hit us are quite very many. So it sort of saves us.
In the event of any security breaches, Lightsen has a robust incident response plan in place to minimize the damage and protect interests of their users. They also offer a guarantee on the funds sent through their platform to ensure that their users are not at a loss in case of any security incidents. In summary, security is top priority for Lightsen, and they have taken measures to prevent hackers from accessing the platform. They use the state-of-the-art encryption technology, strict security protocols, two-factor authentication, monitoring and incident response plan to ensure that user information and transaction.
On the technology side, if someone worked out and got maybe our endpoints, if you try to hit us, if you hit us probably maybe more than 2 times in a minute, we'll block your IP address so that, you can only come back after every 20 minutes. So that sort of cuts you off every single time you're trying to, to reach out to us. Yeah, so it's a mix of, I can't say we have everything exhausted, but you keep learning every other day because it's work in progress. As you're blocking one, people are learning new tricks. So yeah, but in terms of also maybe people getting to access servers, we have distributed services in different places, so we don't keep the entire system in one location, and that sort of helps us. So you must find 10 other different servers that are holding different services.
We've heard what the application is about, of course, getting to understand how it really works through explanations. But now we need to have a practical explanation, a practical demonstration of how this application really works. Just in case you got the app on your phone and you really want to know, how do I make use of this application so that it's of great benefit to me? So Gaba is going to take us through how exactly this application can be used to execute what we desire. Let's review this.
Okay, so this is a demonstration for Lightsen and how it works. To access it, you can go to this is an iPhone, so you can go to your Apple Store and type in Lightsen. It should be able to come. Okay, as you can see, it's already here. There's some information to guide you. Considering we already have it, you'll just open. Okay. We'll unlock it. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is my account. So you can see that within my account we have a profile. Are you able to see my submitted documentation, which is national ID as well as my selfie? This is the tool for topping up. You can top up from mobile money or your debit card. This is the tool for sending money, and this is the tool for your home page. You're able to look at all your transactions. You can tap any transaction, you'll be able to see quite some details right there, as well as if you click top up. So let's assume that we want to top up with mobile money. So as you can see, we have the number pre-locked. We don't allow people to just input any number, because we've noticed that that's something that fraudsters use. So I'll attempt to deposit 5,000. So 5,000, it will show you the charge, the third-party processing charge. So I'll get 4,800. I'll continue. It tells me these details, and a pin prompt will come to my phone. Okay, that allows me, if I input my pin, then I'll be able to approve. Then I'll approve the transaction. Okay, so you can see that money has been received and my balance has been updated. The transaction so you get all sorts of notifications. Ignore those notifications. So you can see that deposited 4,875. The charge, the balance after is this, and this was the charge. The transaction is successful. Okay, so 2, we can also deposit. Let's assume maybe you're in London and you want to send money back home and you have your card. So I'll come to card, I'll input my details. 4889 4700 54 023. Okay, so this is UGX, and I'll deposit 10,000. Okay, so it shows you 10,000. The transaction charge will be 320. That's for the third-party processing partner, and then you receive 9,680. So I'll say let's proceed to deposit. Okay, so we're now trying to reach our third-party partner that helps us to collect money. Okay, so you can see that my bank is DFC, and they're saying, so this is the 3D authentication that allows us to protect against fraudsters. So the bank is telling me that your registered number is this. Will send a pin prompt, an OTP there. So I'll say okay, and then they tell me we've sent the verification code. Okay, so once the bank sends me, so the bank has sent me an OTP right there. So this is what allows me to submit the payment. Okay, so as we wait for feedback from the bank to confirm to us that money has been pulled off. Okay. So we have a lot of notifications that tell us when someone is depositing, so you just be patient so that it can see. Okay, so now you can. Okay, so the transaction is successful. So deposited to God's Light Send account, so we can come back. So you can see that money has been deposited from my bank card, 10,000. As you can see, 9,680 is what was deposited. While all this is happening, we receive notifications. So here is my This is a notification confirming that money was picked from my card and it was successful. So now that let's assume I'm in London, and now I want to send money to... Okay, so 1, I can send to someone who has LightSend so that they withdraw for themselves. 2, I can send money to a mobile money number. So what's your number, sir? 759 12 98 07. Okay, so we'll send you 5,000. Okay, so it gives us the telecom. This is the number. It also gives us the name. Are you Andrew Barige? Okay, and we're sending you 5,000 and the charge is 5,000. So 5,000 is a flat rate for any amount you're sending between 2,000 up to 1 million. Okay, and so we'll confirm this by putting in a PIN. Okay, so your withdrawal of 5,000 to this number is being processed. Okay. Okay. So you should have received. So we can see that Andrew just received 2 messages. One is a message telling him Gada Gava just sent you 5,000 Uganda shillings using LightSend to your mobile money wallet with love. And that's the URL to our website. 2, cash deposit of 5,000 with, so basically he has received the money in real time. So this means that if I was in London, Andrew Barige would have received money like less than a minute later. So this is just a simple tool to help you pull money from your bank card into LightSend, and then from LightSend to any mobile money number of choice, and at a flat rate. So this is our simple tool, and this is what it does. So I would encourage anyone that is out there that is not in Uganda, feel free, download it, register, your account will get approved, and then you can start transacting, and let's grow Uganda together. We're here to change how you've been sending money back home. Want you to send at a very affordable rate and instantly as well, and in a manner that you understand. Don't allow to be subjected to, foreign maybe bureaucracy where you have to wait for 2 days or 3 days. This is instant. It happens real time. So I would encourage everyone to download LightSend. Even if you're not going to use it, just download it and see how it works. Who knows, maybe one day, one time, you might need LightSend and it might come in handy. Yeah, thank you so much.
Agaba understands the importance of fostering a favorable environment for the growth of fintech innovations. The company actively advises responsible stakeholders such as government, regulators, and financial institutions to provide a supportive atmosphere for the development of new technologies. This can include providing a streamlined process for obtaining licenses, encouraging collaboration between traditional financial institutions and fintech companies, and promoting policies that support innovation and creativity in the financial sector. By advocating for the pro-innovation environment, the platform is helping to drive growth of the fintech industry and pave way for the development of new and innovative technologies that can benefit customers and stakeholders alike. He also advocates for originality, helping to ensure that the fintech industry continues to evolve and improve rather than becoming stagnant.
I think I will say maybe from what I have seen, there's a lot of copy and paste from like other ecosystems. I feel like, personally, I feel like people in this country have been educated. People have potential to build things over and above what we see from other markets. And the idea for me would be that as government is making policies, it would be nice to sort of create an ecosystem where you build policies based off what is on ground, okay? Rather than going and then, just creating some sort of laws because you copied them from a neighboring country, because that's what they have, because that's what... Eventually you find yourself creating red tape for innovators, so much that they will like hide. I haven't seen so many sandboxes around where people can start out and you accommodate people because one, the technology is working, right? Let's say in the case of LightSend, the technology is working, okay? But you will be so quick as a regulator maybe to slap me with all sorts of regulatory, maybe compliance issues. But sometimes it's because I am probably on my own. I don't have anyone giving me funding. But are you telling me that the technology that I've built does not help this country in a way? You know, it's bringing in money. Who knows, after maybe 4 years, you're bringing in hundreds of billions of maybe dollars, you know, per year. So my mind is coming from a perspective of if we sort of work together, let's not be held bent to what you've read somewhere, or so many people are changing. All these ecosystems in Europe and America are changing to sort of accommodate, because we're also learning. What we're doing is that we're also learning. So if we work together, if they moved with us at the same pace for them to learn what it is exactly that we're doing, I'm almost very sure that even a regulator wouldn't believe that maybe a local person can build a solution like the one that we've built, and maybe they will be so quick to request for maybe to sign up for, you know, the licenses. They'll be so quick to ask for hundreds of millions. Okay, that means that you're already going to sort of kick me out of the queue, and then people who are from out, who have cheap capital, wherever they have raised it from, they will easily access the licenses. So whereas we could build together, as I grow, you could also increase, you know, maybe these regulatory fees and, you know, all this. That's really my opinion. Like, I mean, they have a different way of working, but I also look at it from a different pair of lens.
According to Agaba, the company is constantly looking for ways to improve and expand its services to better serve its customers. In the future, they plan to expand to new markets and offer additional services, such as currency exchange, making it even easier for migrant workers to send money home to their loved ones. They also plan to continue to invest in cutting-edge technology to ensure the highest level of security for their customers' financial transactions.
Because we want to eventually grow LightSend to the entire Africa, we would wish as a team that, you know, one day LightSend is the preferred choice for remitting money back to Africa, as you know, as a product on the African soil. So we pray and hope that we will scale to the entire 54 countries, okay? So that any African that is living, going elsewhere, whether they're still traveling on Africa or going to Asia or going to Europe, they'll be able to use LightSend. Of course, to achieve this, we're looking at a perspective where we'll have to try and look into maybe international VCs who are very welcoming, I would say. Sometimes they're futuristic, they look into the future and can sort of see the dream that you have compared to here. You know, and they're sort of patient, the money is also patient, and they also come with some mentorship because they have been at the world stage. Sometimes they come to, you know, help you to learn or to unlearn what you might think maybe works, and they will try to, you know, push you to the world stage with certain knowledge so that you can compete favorably. And this is what I was saying, that some of these ecosystems are willing to take you in how you are. They will help you to find whatever it is in terms of regulation. They will help to find for you maybe some money to sort of push your operations. Of course, like today we struggle with float, because if you have people depositing, let's say 10 million, you need to make sure that you have 10 million in your hand to make sure that you deliver instantly. You must have that mobile money in your hand as you wait for this 10 million to come to you maybe 4 days later. So we believe that once we have people who are believing in us, then they are able to bring in some, you know, heavy funding to sort of push the operations to scale out to Africa. I mean, that's what we wish for us to be able to achieve the bigger dream on the African soil. So we hope one day LightSend will be the preferred choice for remitting money back home to your relatives on the entire African soil. Yeah. The idea is you could be anywhere around the world and still send mobile money back home. Yeah. Maybe in the next 3-4 months, we should be able to deliver money to other 5 African countries, which will make it 6 countries total. Yeah.
In conclusion, mobile remittance startups like LeadSend offer a convenient and efficient way for Ugandan migrant workers to send money back home to their loved ones. It's an innovative technology that is making it easier for migrant workers to support their families and improve their standards of living. It's available 24/7, offers a debit card, deposit options, and also it is cheap and flat rate compared to traditional money transfer services. Andrew Barije, Smart Tech.
Finally, we come to the end of the show. I guess that was really a very interesting insight regarding of how Ugandans are really coming up with developments, with ideas, with innovations that are actually providing solutions to the locals right there. Hope you found that very interesting. Personally, I always do. Of course, seeing the local innovators coming up with such amazing craft to make society much more better. But then, that's a very great call. That's an urge towards the government to ensure that they really create a further conducive environment to ensure that they can actually thrive to the best. Because when they prosper, they bring in money back to the economy. You never know. Could be billions of dollars of companies, as we see the ones that are stated, of course, located at the Silicon Valley. Who knows where the future of all this might really end up to? Well, very interesting. But don't forget, channel 394 on GOTV and channel 372 on DSTV, and our social media handles at Smart24 TV on Twitter, Smart24 TV Facebook, that's Smart24 Official, that's on Facebook, and of course Smart24 TV Live, that's on YouTube, as you will be in position to get us at the entire globe, wherever you will be at, as we deliver to you the latest local and international business trends, and of course, above all, the latest in technology. And my social media handles, Andrew Barije 94. That's on Twitter. You follow me up. We have a discussion. What would you love to see on the show? What kind of concepts would you really love us to air out right there regarding technology? You're an innovator right there, and you're really thinking how best, of course, can we work to ensure that the innovations are really boosted. Till next week, goodbye.
Smart24